So where should we place the spotlights? I think we can put them in the middle here, above somewhere here. Is it possible that the drills damage the spotlights here? I hope not, because I'm somewhere in the anchor point of the drill, or in the base of the drill. So I hope this does not happen. Why am I keeping... Doesn't matter. Let me remove this and fix this up. I'm searching a bit for things we could talk about, and Astro Girl, that's one of my commenter that comments on all the videos, is doing a good job, by the way, with that, is bulletproof. Oh, didn't I might never have installed that there. No. Yeah, came back to the point I had one day, don't know, I told you about my science fiction stuff I really like and all that stuff. And maybe this is really a good thing that we could talk about. She asked for the science fiction books I like the most, and this is hard, because there's so much different science fiction out there that I'm that this is really hard to do. I'm reading a lot of it. Most of the stuff I read is science fiction. I try to once in a while bring in some fantasy or something like that, but most of the time I'm reading science fiction books. And at the moment I'm reading books from C.J. Cherry, I think the guy's called. He made books. The books he's making are kind of weird, because he always kind of leaves out the human race, or the human race is just a part of the stuff. The ones I'm reading at the moment are called, don't know, the Atevi books. That's the story of a human ambassador that works for a stranded human population on a planet with not extraterrestrials, with the native species of the planet, and he is struggling with their behavior and all that stuff. Good books, not too science fictional, because it's just basically a study of how humans, don't know, how this human adapts to the different beliefs and the different attitudes of these and behaviors of these aliens. And I'm reading most of the stuff by him right now. I have some I don't really like, but before that I read the Chanur books. That's a kind of a study of mostly aliens and not humans. There's only one human in the whole book, series. That's a human that gets kind of caught up in political drama around a trade. I don't know, a trade, not a federation, but multiple species that have trade agreements and that try to keep keep a union going, keep not a union. It's hard to use. I don't have the English words for that. So an alliance going that they have, and who is doing what and how all the different aliens behave and all that stuff. In the middle is the crew of one freighter that kind of gets into the mills of this whole political stuff and all these things. Yeah, before that I don't know. I'm a big fan of Philip K. Dick. I'm a big fan of Stanislav Lem. Stanislav Lem is this man is amazing, and most of his stuff is, don't know, it's only it's it's critic hidden in science fiction books, in science fiction-y books with robots and spaceships. Very, very old. I'm trying to read all the old masters now. I don't have a specific book that I really like. I'm a big fan of the Honor Errington series. That's a thing I really, really dig. It's military science fiction. This didn't need to be science fiction, kind of. It could have been... I should take a look where the drone is. It could have been a book about English sailors doing work, but it is a science fiction book about a specific crew member that rises through the ranks and gets better and better, and as a tactician, and is commanding different spaceships in this huge universe with no real aliens, a lot of humans behaving wrong, and different factions. Great stuff. But you have to be a real fan of military science fiction, kind of. If you don't like that, then don't read it. My whole science fiction thing began with a book series I started. It's one of these pulp science fiction things where you could buy each week you can buy a small booklet with the continuation of the story, and it costs, don't know, a few cents. And I read they at one point made a book series out of that, where they kind of put in the main storyline and then kind of tried to write that so that you could enjoy that as a book. With that, it started. That is called Perry Roden. That's a German science fiction thing. But it got exported into the world, kind of. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff that don't know, a lot of people like, but it is not really good science fiction. So there is a lot better science fiction out of there. Perry Roden was just my way to start into the world of science fiction, and now I'm reading way better stuff. One of the next things I want to read is The Martian, and I still have to get the book for my reader, and I definitely want to read that. I saw the trailer for the movie, and this really, really sounds interesting. I watched there's you all hopefully you all know Adam Savage and the Tested channel. And Adam Savage is doing a thing called Talking Room on there. That's where he sits down with people he really likes and enjoys, and yeah, makes an interview with them. And the author of The Martian was with him there, and they talked about that stuff, and it sounds amazing, the book. My science fiction doesn't need to be too real. It can go far away from don't know, from reality. But sometimes I'm a really, really big fan of yeah, kind of reality-based science fiction. The Expanse universe, for example. I read the Expanse universe. Leviathan Wakes, I think, is the English name of that. And man, this thing that I'm stoked. I think they announced a TV series of that, and I hope we get to see that over here and on Netflix or something like that. That would make my day. By the way, works really fine. Works really nice. I will dig out some of the ice here. Until now, I see no real damages. There is a bit of me ramming the asteroid, but you can see that the radius of these drills is really, really good. But they are expensive, really crazy expensive. So I think that is okay. If they're expensive, I'm okay with them being a lot more powerful than the normal drills. So this was kind of stuff that I read or I'm reading. I have so much more. I could count up so much more. Science fiction movies. I think I'm on board with a lot of the stuff. I love although I don't count it as science fiction, I love my Star Wars. So, but I think maybe we should talk about that in the next episode. I don't know. Yeah, I love my Star Wars. Again, although I don't really count it towards science fiction because it's more fantasy. It's Western stories and samurai stories and all that stuff, and not a nobody goes and says, yeah, give me the flux compensator and push up the Heisenberg folding something device. I don't know. That's more Star Trek's thing, and I also like my Star Trek. So I watched I'm dating myself so hard. I watched the TNG when it came over here to Germany with Star Trek The Next Generation. I watched it with my mother because my mother is also a big Star Trek fan, and my heart is with Captain Picard and not Captain Kirk. I know now I'm getting hated by a lot of people because we all have to like the original series. I like that too. I watched the hell out of DS9 because my mother liked that too. But you have to think when TNG ran for the first time here in Germany, I was 8. So 7 or 8. So that's why I watched it with my mother, and and that also counts for I wasn't a lot older when DS9 hits the floor, or hit the floor here. So let me make a break and fly back. I need to make a break. Otherwise, I just talk on and on. DS9 was the next thing I really enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow.